Guys, before you watch this video, click on the link below. My new book, Ripped at 50, A Journey to Self-Love, is out now. I've spent the last 31 years amassing this information. It has the 9 pillars of health that apply to all human beings, whether you're old or young, man, woman, or child, healthy or sick. These are foundation principles that everyone needs. Click on the link below and enjoy the video. Today I wanted to talk to you psycho chickens about financial fitness and financial wellness. Miss Health Nut and I are studying a lot on self-sabotage. And the limbic system is set up, it's a reptilian brain, it's set up to basically keep us safe, either kill or be killed type of thing. And so before, anthropologically, when we were in the tribal structure, if we lived outside of the tribe, there's no such thing as the lone wolf. The lone wolf dies in nature. So you need a tribe as human beings. You need a tribe. And if you were outside of the norm of the tribe, you were shunned. And if you were shunned, you would get put outside the tribe, and then you would have to play the lone wolf, and most definitely you would die. And so if your parents never earned more than $30,000 a year, $40,000 a year, $50,000 a year, $100,000, there's all different levels of where people are at. If they acted in a certain behavior, or maybe people were, doctors, lawyers, attorneys, that type of thing, you stay within the structure. It's usually about 3 generations back. It's like the crabs in the bucket. When the crabs start crawling out, the other crabs grab them back down. It's a survival mechanism. And to override that, the only way to override that is through repetition. You can use hypnosis. There's a technique called Psych-K as well to subjugate your programming. We're also trained in the industrial age school system to become employees. Even if you are a doctor or a lawyer, usually that has to do with some level of intelligence, and then they take that intelligence and they program that in for the systems. Because remember, you're educated in a industrial age school system, so you want to fit into the industry. Attorneys are designed to make white collar crime legal, and so doctors are trained to push toxic chemicals known as pharmaceutical drugs. And so this is the way the system is set up. Not that it's bad or good, we're not trying to play the victim. The victim is the worst card you can play as a human being. It's about awareness, and then ultimately understanding that mind over matter is at play. And you don't know how to move and navigate the terrain until you make the commitment. Awareness is the first step. Mindset is critical. So once you make that first step of, I am going to climb Mount Everest, I am going to make $100,000 this year, I am going to break through my own barriers, I want to make $1 million, I want to create X, Y, and Z. Then you surround yourself with other people that are doing the same thing. And you want to, go through some trials and errors, whether that is you get educated in this. And again, there's not a lot of schools that teach entrepreneurialism. You have to go out and basically fail your way through it. You can read books like Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki to start understanding the mental concepts. You can read The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles. It was before the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, which is another good read. But again, these are conceptual ideas that you will need to apply into some kind of system or with a mentor to go through your own mental and emotional blocks. You won't know they're there until you start moving towards your goals, moving towards an end game result, and to be able to test that. And so I've been in network marketing for 15 years. It's been excellent it's an excellent tool for me to face and overcome my barriers and test my skills as an entrepreneur. And ultimately, in business, it's all about how you can communicate your message and also change your own magnetic dynamic and grow outside of your tribe. And so not only in intelligence and the way you think, but also in creation principle. Currently, we're living inside a fiat currency money system. And if you don't play that game well, you can become destitute, right? Living in the street. I go by Gold's Gym in Venice Beach is right next to the whole Google enclave. There's about, I think, 400,000 square feet they bought in that area and changed it into the Google Silicon Beach. And outside of there is a tent city where all these homeless people are living. And the homeless situation is all of our problems. It's not something, it's not an external problem. We solve all of our problems, again, all one or none, or those problems consume us. So, I got a little sideways on that. The bottom line is you have to function inside this fiat currency system to a certain degree, or you can face potential homelessness, mental illness. And trust me, when people go bankrupt, mental illness is not far behind. So you want to get your mental game on. I encourage you guys to really look at where you've come and where you want to go. Again, they don't teach entrepreneurialism in school. They don't teach alchemy, although the learned people of the past, before industrialized school system and universities as we know them now, public education and available education, the greats from Descartes to Da Vinci, Newton, etc., the smart-minded people in the past, they studied Neoplatonic philosophy, which is ultimately alchemy. Your word is your wand. Focus creates reality. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. And this is the truth. I'm learning it myself. It's taking me quite a bit of time to learn all these principles and apply them with a system and a group of mentors and or peers. Mentors, peers, people that I look up to. Not only in intelligence, but also in, you could say money making potential, money earning potential, or you could say creation principle, right? Their ability to cut through the fabric of reality with their own mind and create that which they wish to see. And some people are doing this unconsciously. So my advice to you guys is get clear on your dreams, your aspirations, and what you desire through the heart, not through the mind. Most of the clients that I work with, we go through their dream, purpose, and legacy to flush out what their heart desires. The trap is that the mind always wants to monetize it. I want to ride horses and live on the beach and or have a family, etc. But how will I afford that? So they squash their dream because they don't feel that they can create that with their limiting belief systems. So to go outside of the limiting belief systems, you need repetition. A gratitude journal helps. Gratitude journal is one of the first things. I challenge you to 100 consecutive days of gratitude for the things that you have in your life. I'm so grateful for everything in my life. I went through a divorce and I was complaining before, and now I'm grateful for everything. In fact, my wife was complaining about money and worried about money, operating from fear. And I realized we were living in a vacation destination, driving brand new cars, eating only organic food. Kids were in a really good school. And, it's like, what was the problem? And so being grateful for what you have opens up the door for more of what you desire. And so if you're not grateful for what you have, then the opposite comes, pain and anguish. So gratitude, I think, and gratitude journal is one of the best exercises to reprogram your subconscious, right? Because that's what we're doing. We've been programmed and ingrained not only in our DNA to do as our parents or our tribe has in the past, but also by the industrial age school system that basically wants to keep your consciousness down. It doesn't want you to know that you are a creator, that you are a God creator, and that you can cut through the fabric of reality utilizing your word as your wand. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe it can achieve, no different from the Wright brothers or Steve Jobs wanting to create a handheld computer for everyone in the world. And he was not an engineer, he was an idea man. So if you want to test, if you want to test your skills, if you want to grow as a human being, if you want to grow outside of your own self-sabotage, look at the opportunities that you've created in your life, and then when things didn't go your way, you soured that relationship and you destroyed everything that you created. This is typical self-sabotage. Or you start growing up, like I started out as a model, and I was doing very well. I was very successful as a model. I had many major campaigns that I worked with, and I just started, actually after I did my Versace campaigns, which is the top of that industry, I started partying, raging like an animal, and that went on for quite a few years, and I basically got nowhere, in that industry. Not nowhere, but the fact of the matter is I only reached a certain level, and then agents and clients wouldn't work with me because I was self-sabotaging. I was dysfunctional behavior. You see this with actors. You see this with musicians. Kurt Cobain, prime example. You also see this with Michael Vick, who brought in his old tribalism of dogfighting. He brought that into the NFL. That got put him away. He got out. He got another huge contract, and then he got, I think, domestic violence issues. And so the self-sabotage is real, guys. If you want to start moving through that and growing spiritually as a human being, creating your life's desires, then I recommend you can start working with us at the Holistic Justice League. We work with the Purium Superfoods. We're out there to get people healthy, help them eat cleaner and greener. So this is a holistic offering that may be aligned with your values. Remember, there's other companies out there, the Herbalifes and the Isogenics of the world, that are promoting garbage, and they're making millions of dollars, and they focus on the money-making potential of people. And so my focus in network marketing has traditionally been high-quality herbs and superfoods. And I've always also understood that the best way to build a network marketing business is to lead with the business and focus on the business. And this also helps me move through my own blocks. Again, I've had success in the industry every year, every month that I've been in the industry, but growing towards my big dreams and goals, I have gotten in my own way. And so I'm committed to going through my own self-sabotage, working with my wife, in my relationship with my wife. Both my parents were divorced twice. And so I'm moving through, those relationship blocks. I remarried my ex-wife. And so I'm encouraging you guys, work with us, work with other people that are also in a tribe that are growing mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, and financially. Again, check in with yourself. What is your financial wellness? I see poverty consciousness and scarcity consciousness all over the internet, all over the world, even in affluent communities. It's a trip. And actually, even affluent clients, friends of mine, I'll have a workshop, the price will be X, and they'll ask for discounts. So poverty consciousness, scarcity consciousness is everywhere. People operate from fear. Let's change that, guys. Let's change that as a culture, as a group. Let's face our blocks. Join me in business, join the Holistic Justice League, and let's change the world forever. Let's change the money system too, because that's next on the chopping block. Trust me.